Listen, you guys, running a service-based business can be complicated. When your business revolves around selling your skills and time and expertise, things can get overwhelming. Stay tuned because I'm about to give you some helpful tips on how to start and run your service business. Hi everyone, I'm attorney Aiden Durham with 180 Law Co. in Colorado, and welcome back to All Up in Your Business. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and check the description for links to additional information and resources. I also want to give a huge thanks to our special partners for this episode, our friends over at Finli. Finli is a comprehensive platform that helps you run your business, simplify your day-to-day operations, and get back to focusing on your clients and generating revenue because, that's really what we're all in here for, right? Make sure you watch till the end of this video for an exclusive 90-day free trial with Finli. Okay, so in my opinion at least, there are 3 things that you need to successfully start and run a service business. And one thing that you don't necessarily need, but might still be a good idea. Let's start with the thing that you don't need, but may still want anyway. I'm talking about forming a business entity like an LLC. There are a few reasons you might want to do this. The first reason is that a lot of people think that it makes you more official. If you can attach LLC or Inc. to the end of your business name, it makes you more legit and more real, a legit, serious business. I don't necessarily buy into this line of thinking. If I'm considering working with a service provider, I'm much more concerned about their skill level, how they're gonna provide those services to me, and what my experience will be as a customer. But hey, if you think operating as an LLC is gonna make you more legit or give you some additional credibility, then more power to you. The second reason is that some people think they'll get some kind of tax benefits or tax breaks by operating as an LLC. This, for the most part, just isn't the case. A single member LLC is considered a disregarded entity and it's taxed in the exact same way as a sole proprietorship. So as far as taxes go, you'll be paying the exact same amount as a single member LLC as you would without the LLC. In fact, you'll likely pay more if you take into account the filing fees for the LLC and any associated ongoing annual fees. But you can potentially save some on taxes by having your LLC elect to be taxed as an S corporation. That's really the only instance where you'll see some significant tax savings by operating as an LLC if you're taxed as an S corp. Otherwise, taxes are exactly the same. Finally, the third reason some people want to form an LLC is that an LLC helps to protect your personal assets from any debts or liabilities of the LLC, of the business. This really is the best reason to form an LLC for your service business. Whether you're a dog walker or a dog trainer, a tutor, piano teacher, housekeeper, there are a lot of opportunities where you put yourself at risk of liability. Operating as an LLC will help make sure that that risk and those liabilities stay with the company and not putting at risk your personal assets. But when we're talking about liability and risk of operating a service-based business, what I think is even more important, the first line of defense and the first thing that I'd say you actually need is insurance. That's right. I am saying that in most cases, insurance is more important than operating as an LLC. Sure, the LLC is going to help if somebody tries to sue the business. In most cases, it's just the LLC, not you personally, who would be on the hook for any damages from that lawsuit. But insurance is going to help to prevent somebody from needing to sue the business in the first place. Let's say you're in somebody's home. Maybe you're a house cleaner or a tutor, and you accidentally knock over and break a priceless, super expensive and rare vase or vase. You break something at your customer's house. Or you're a karate teacher and one of your students gets injured while you're trying to, teach them how to break a board with their head. I think that's a thing that karate people do. I did that when I was taking karate as a child. Anyway, someone injures themselves. In a lot of cases, insurance is going to help cover to replace that item or pay for that person's medical expenses. If the insurance covers it, then there's no need for that person to sue you at all. But if you don't have insurance and you can't pay for those costs out of pocket, then that person is likely going to look to you or your business to pay. And that's where the LLC comes into play, to make sure that liability is with the LLC only and not with you individually. So obviously the best thing to do is to operate as an LLC and have insurance for your business. But if you can only do one, I say insurance is far more important. And it's always best to speak with an experienced insurance broker who can help you determine the types of policies you might need and the proper amounts of coverage for your situation in your business. The second thing you need in order to have a successful service-based business is a contract, where the insurance and the LLC might help in situations where you might be liable for something. A contract helps to avoid that liability in the first place. A well-drafted contract is going to describe exactly what services will be provided and, more importantly, what isn't going to be provided. So when your customer gets upset and says, you were supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and you only did X and Y, you can point to the contract, which clearly states that Z was not included. Your contract may also include some kind of liability waiver. If you're a personal trainer and one of your customers gets injured or hurts themselves during a training session, you can point to the contract, which clearly states that there's an inherent risk that comes along with exercise and weight training and this type of physical activity, that your customer knowingly accepted that risk and waived any liability or fault on your behalf. Without that, you could be on the hook for any medical bills or other costs associated with your customer's injuries. The last thing that you definitely need in order to run a successful service business is a way to manage this whole thing. Like, how are you going to package your services? How are we gonna book and schedule your customers? And most importantly, how are we going to get paid for all this? There are a lot of different options for this kind of thing. And I mean a lot of different options. But the problem is that some apps or programs will do really well at one aspect of managing your business, but they lack in other areas. And so you might need 3, 4, or more programs in order to get everything you need. So many of my clients in the service business space, the ones who sell their skill and their time, have told me about how much time is wasted figuring out how to invoice their customers, chasing down payments and figuring out who's supposed to pay what and when and on behalf of whom. All of that time being spent managing their business rather than managing their customers or developing new ideas to improve their business or their services, and just keep doing what they started out to do, following a dream of a successful business where they can share their skills for a living. And that's where Finli comes in. Finli is a real solution to all of these problems. It's a comprehensive platform that helps you run your business, get paid simply and efficiently, have predictable cash flow from your customers, and know exactly what it's going to cost you. One platform that's affordable, easy to use, easy to set up, and gives fantastic customer service. With Finli, you can schedule services for your customers, send invoices and accept payments quickly and easily, and leverage a CRM or customer relationship management tool to communicate with and manage your customer base. Let's take a quick look. Setup is super easy. Finli has an easy to use self-setup option. And if you need a little bit more help, don't worry, they're not going to leave you hanging. Finli offers free phone and Zoom support to answer all of your questions. You can create your pricing options, tailored specifically to how you want to provide your services. Then you build out your customizable invoices, and then build out your class page to utilize the payment features and scheduling features when needed. This gives you a link that can be sent to your customers or used on your website to manage payments. They even have an app option for your customers, which makes collecting payment even easier. Finli has a really simple pricing model, which I think is great. The more predictable your costs, the better. It's just one flat monthly fee based on the number of customers you invoice, and a predictable cost for accepting payments. This helps you know exactly how much money is going to come in each month and exactly how much it's going to cost you. And unlike a lot of other payment platforms, they're not going to hold on to your money for an excessive amount of time. In most cases, that money is going to hit your bank account in about 2 days or less. I had a chance to speak with Lori Shao, the founder of Finli. I was really impressed with her knowledge of the payment space, but even more so her drive to solve a problem that she saw coming up often with service business owners. That challenge was that a lot of payment platforms were built for large companies and large corporations, leaving true small business owners to cobble together a bunch of different apps and programs to get exactly what they need. She's built an amazing company and continues to develop solutions for small businesses. If you're ready to give Finli a try, which I think you should, you can use this link for an exclusive 90-day free trial with Finli. You can head to this URL or check the description. There'll be a link down there. Again, for a free 90-day trial with Finli. That's pretty great. 90 days. I've heard like 30 days, maybe 60 days, but 90 days, free trial. That's all for this episode, folks. Drop a comment below, let me know what you think. And again, don't forget to check the description for links to additional information and resources, or for the link to get your free 90-day trial with Finli. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Aiden Durham, and I'll see you next time.